The South African Navy says that all safety protocols as well as safety measures were followed during the operation yesterday off the coast of Kommetjie, when of course tragedy struck where high waves hit the submarine mid-operation and in which 3 submariners have perished. A short while ago, we had a briefing here in Simonstown at the naval base, and I bring in now Rear Admiral Musawinkosi Mkomonde, Flag Officer Fleet. Sir, very warm good afternoon to you. A tragedy that has struck and many questions asked around what exactly was taking place when these 3 submariners lost their lives. Please explain to us the process, the operation that the submarine and the helicopter were involved with.
The submarine was transiting from Simonstown to Table Bay for a mini festival in Table Bay. During the transit, an evolution or a training exercise was conducted, which we call it a vertical replenishment. It's an evolution where we transfer people from the helicopter into the submarine or from the submarine into the helicopter. During that evolution, unfortunately, an accident occurred when members from the submarine who were standing on the upper deck were swept by a wave overboard. So all the recovery reactions were initiated to rescue the members. A safety swimmer from the helicopter was dispatched. Some members were recovered back to the submarine, but unfortunately others were not recovered back to the submarine, but were recovered by a boat from NSIR. I must say that all safety precautions were in place, which now makes this accident a mystery for us now. Hence, we're going to conduct a board of inquiry to establish what really happened on this day.
There are many questions around the kind of weather conditions that we had been experiencing, and there have been questions raised on whether an operation of that nature was safe to perform with high sea swells and in the kind of windy and rainy conditions that we're currently experiencing in the Cape.
When we conduct such evolutions or operations, the captain of the vessel will make sure that the weather conditions are conducive or ideal for an evolution like this to take place. So in this case, I assume that he made an assessment that it was good, the weather conditions were correct for him to conduct the operation that we're doing.
You've sadly lost 3 members, 3 lives lost in this incident, and we understand you said to us early on that 4 members that were hospitalized, 3 of which have been discharged and 1 will be discharged tomorrow morning, if I have that correct. But also one of the members that you did lose was indeed the first woman in Africa to actually navigate a submarine, Gillian Hector. Just explain to us what this means, what this loss means to the South African Navy, of course not singling out anybody, but that designation, that title of being the first woman to navigate a submarine. What does this mean for the SA Navy?
It's a huge loss. Let me first send our condolences to the families of the deceased. Lieutenant Commander Hector was a qualified submariner. She was a qualified navigator of a submarine. She was at an advanced stage whereby she could qualify to command a submarine, to be a captain of a submarine. So the SA Navy and the DOD at large has lost a potential female who could have set a huge a highlight in the whole world to command a submarine.
And before I let you go, Rear Admiral, we understand that an inquiry will be launched. Can you tell us more about that, when that will take place? And you've also alluded to the fact that a memorial service may also be planned very shortly.
Yes, when such accidents or incidents occur, we must conduct an investigation to know what happened. A board of inquiry will be convened in the near future. For now, we're currently focusing on supporting the families of the deceased and those who were injured. However, when the board of inquiry is convened, the purpose thereof will be to find out exactly what happened. Were all the safety precautions in place? Were the people in the right positions where they're supposed to station during these evolutions? Was the equipment working fine? All those factors will be checked, and then recommendations will be made. Basically, what we need to do is to make sure that this incident doesn't occur again. Based on the recommendations of the Board of Inquiry, action will be taken. And then, of course, yes, we will have a memorial service. We're still engaging with the families of the deceased to set up a date for the memorial service, and then the funeral arrangements will then also be arranged.
Rear Admiral, thank you so much for your time. Of course, they're speaking to us just following a very short media briefing here in Simonstown, which comes after that tragedy that struck the SAS Manthatisi yesterday. And we have confirmed from the SA Navy that it will no longer be participating in this weekend's planned mini Navy festival, which was scheduled to take place at Table Bay, out of respect for the tragedy that had occurred and also for the lives that had been lost. And of course, memorial details will be shared as soon as they have been finalized.